Hello everyone and welcome to this week's video. I'm Sifu Tommy and today we are going to address the technique of Wusao. If you should have been involved in the Wing Chun scene for a while, then you should have learned the Xiu Lim Tao, Xiu Lim Tao, Xiu Lin Tao, or Xiu Lim Tao, the first form of Wing Chun. And in the third set, the set that is so famous that it has its own name, Yat Tan San Fok, 1 Tan Sao and 3 Fok Sao, we can find a technique in between those Tan Saos and Fok Saos that is called Wusao, the protecting hand. Today we're going to address how you can make this one use, especially how you can make it work, especially if your front hand has been taken out of the game and now you have to rely on that last line of defense. Let's jump into it. Sifu Ken here to help me today. So you may be familiar with the Wusao from the Mansa Wusao position. Whenever you build your pre-fight position, it is hidden right here. It's not hidden, it is standing right here. So the way you want to apply it is that if somebody grabs this arm out of the way, first thing you always want to do is you want to strike. You want to hit him to the throat, use a Pak Sao, use an eye gouge movement, whatever you want to do. But if he should strike at the same time, now you will need that buffer. And that buffer is the Wusao. Wusao is never being applied hard and very powerful. Why? Because if he should be stronger than you, then all his force is being transported into your body, which is going to make you fall. We don't want that. So what you want to do is you want to be flexible. So the first thing you do in the Wusao is you are soft. So when he pushes, then we give way with our elbow. We lead the elbow to the body. Now if you take a look at set number 3 of the Xiu Lim Tao form, that's exactly what happens here. I bring the hand back so far that the elbow touches the body and we still have a distance of a hand here. Why? We need this distance so that we're always able to still strike from here. What a lot of people do is when that Lapsao punch comes in, is they collapse here and they try to hit here and they're not able to come out. Maybe it's a bad example because he's locking my arm up with the Lapsao, but if you should give me an inside Pak Sao punch, for example. Now, they try to get out and they're not able to strike anymore because they're collapsing here. So when you apply that Wusao, make sure you never collapse here, but you go back with the elbow, thereby maintaining the distance that you need so urgently. Okay? Also, another thing is that you don't want to bring out your elbow too much. When he gives me that Lapsao punch, for example, and I'm here, and now he decides to hit me to the throat with that lower arm, then I still have to be able to have a certain kind of protection against this arm, and also against this one in case he should strike again, for example. Right? So you want to make sure you keep your elbow in. Now, you can apply it when he comes in with an inside Pak Sao punch, from here. You can apply it when he comes in with an outside Pak Sao punch. Most people call this Pak Sao, but you can also put a link, put a bridge to what we do in the third set because it's exactly the same kind of movement. You may use a different terminology for this, but it may still be a valuable thing for you to know. So when a punch comes in here, I may use my fingers. If he punches to the throat, for example, I may use my wrist. If it's even lower, I may use my elbow. But it's still the same movement that we have here. So there is a lot of credibility for this thing to be used in reality. If you do the same thing on the left side, where I get contact here or a bit lower, here, or even a bit lower here. Again, it's the same thing. I only practice buffering before I go into my Fok Sao. Okay? So, a couple of applications for this. Let's take a look at it slowly. He applied a Lapsao punch, and I went forward. I was trying to punch him, it didn't work, so I got out of the way. Then I used the Lapsao and the Tan Sao in order to get out of the way and finish the scenario here. The second impulse was an inside Pak Sao punch, where I reacted with Wong Sao and with Wusao, and I turned, and my Wusao once again went into a Lapsao, so I could finish the scenario from here. The third equation looked like this. He gave me an outside Pak Sao and a punch in here, and I was able to apply it like this. And the last one began again with the outside Pak Sao, but this time he attacked from the other side, so I could apply my Wusao on the other side, and I ended up here. Alright guys, let's wrap it up. I hope we were able to give you a little bit more understanding of what you can actually do with that magical technique Wusao. And if you like what we do, as usual, check out the online academy at wt-online.com, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.